Hi everybody and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about the firm that I did a collaboration on the case mod for the Case Mod World Series 2018, and that was Biohazard build with the BIOSTAR Z370GT3 motherboard. But today we're going to talk about the BIOSTAR Racing B450GT3 motherboard. Now we have it right here. This is a motherboard for the AMD Ryzen Desktop 2000 series AMD processors, and well, right from the box you can see it's almost the same as the Z370, and that's all there is to it, looking at right from the box. Right now on the back side you have some special features that BIOSTAR liked to point out for you guys when you're, I don't know, checking out the box if you're in a shop. But here is the thing. Here I'm going to read these 4 special features so you guys know what we're going to talk about. Now they have 50/50 LED fan zone, you have DVI-D LED DJ, PCI Express M2 32 gigabits per second, and you have the AI fan. Now there are loads of connections here, loads of stuff, but let's unbox the motherboard out and let's check it out, right? So in the box you get the user's manual with the, I think this is a DVD for drivers and stuff. You get the motherboard, of course, and you get 4 SATA data connector cables and the I/O shield. Now the one thing, they really need to work on the I/O shield because, well, it looks just plain. It would be really cool, for instance, and this is just my crazy idea, and I think most of you guys would probably agree with me, if it was completely black and then you have this R for racing right here on the spot where it's empty, you don't have any connectors. That would be really cool. That would be a nice touch to, you know, for the old boards and for the BIOSTAR to make it look even cooler than it already is. But I'm going to leave that to their development team, of course, because it's not my thing to, you know, get into their way of work. Now, talking about the motherboard, we're going to talk about the Micro ATX board, which has the support for the AMD processors, the 2000 series. On the right side at the bottom you have 4 SATA ports, you have the 24-pin connector, you have the 4 slots for the DDR4 memory socket, of course, you have the 8-pin connector for the CPU power, you have the first PCI slot, which is 3.0 times 16, and you have the second one 2.0 times 16. You also have 2 slots PCI Express 2.0 times 1, and then you have right here on the front the M2 slot for 32 gigabits per second speed. At the bottom you also have the audio connector, you have 2 PWM connectors for your fans, you have 2 more SATA ports, you have 2 USB 2.0 connectors, you have the USB 3.1 generation 1 header, and then you have all those, you know, the lights on the case, and when I'm talking lights on the case, I mean when the hard drive is working, power on, reset button, and that kind of stuff. Now, looking at the board in general, you have the big R for racing here on the board, but it does have something. It doesn't have something that I would really like to see on this kind of small board, and I think you can guess what I'm talking about, right? It's missing here the I/O cover here, as usually some motherboards have, and that will make a motherboard this kind of size and everything look even cooler. These are just suggestions that I would take into consideration, because giving my opinion on this board and taking into consideration that the Z370 over there is working perfectly fine for almost a year now, and taking into consideration that this is also a BIOSTAR board, right? I mean, stupid conclusion, right? But still, it has everything you need from a Micro ATX board. I did mention it has two PWM connectors here at the bottom, but you also have one on the top as well. Next to that, I also did mention it has ports to connect your RGB LED strips directly to the motherboard, and with the Vivid LED DJ you can control them even through your BIOS. I mean, that's really cool. You go to your BIOS, you adjust everything, you check it immediately, and it immediately shows everything. And that is it. I mean, when I tried to adjust the colors here for the biohazard, I went to the BIOS, and they actually have a really nice BIOS to do everything you wish. I controlled the colors and they're still working perfectly. In some other manufacturers, colors tend to change, and I don't know why. It's just either you have to turn on the application or there are some certain problems. But talking about the Vivid LED DJ, they really have it sorted out perfectly. And the thing is, you have two 4-pin connectors here for the LEDs, and you have one 5-pin connector. This is RGB LED 2, RGB LED 1. Now the thing is, when we're talking about the I/O cover, you could manage something, for instance a custom cover here that would look even more cooler, and it will give some certain looks to the motherboard. But talking about the micro ATX board, that is for AMD Ryzen processors that aren't finishing with X, and you're looking for a nice budget board that you're not looking into, you know, the design and everything, but still you need functionality. You need M2 slots, you need all the SATA connectors, 3.1 generation 1 USB, everything, you have it here on this board. Now going on the side, on the I/O ports, you have the PS2 connector for the keyboard and the mouse. You have the USB 3.1 generation 1, you have the VGA port, you have the DVI-D port, you have the HDMI, you have another USB 3.1 generation 1, you have the USB Type-C here port, you also have the RJ45 for your internet, you have the two USB 2.0, and you have the standard audio jacks right here at the bottom. Now, talking about 5050 LED fan zone, the brand new 5050 LED fan zone comes with two 5050 LED headers to bring more colorful lighting options for your, well, I would say RGB madness in your case. They mentioned do-it-yourself lovers, but as you wish, you can call them whatever you want. You have the ability to attach everything and to synchronize it perfectly if you're into RGB or just to stick with one color. It's all up to you guys, so going to leave it at that. Now the Vivid LED DJ, it's a LED enthusiast can create their exclusive racing system with the new Vivid LED DJ for more customizability and options to control multiple lighting zones independently. So it gives you with two connectors, you could, I don't know, go purple or green to create, you know, that Joker style build or whatever. You can really manage whatever you wish. The PCI Express M2 32 gigabits per second is the latest storage interface, and it delivers the highest bandwidth and lower latency. It's 3 times faster compared to the PCI M2 10 gigabits. Of course, I mean, it's 10, 32, it's even more faster than 3 times, but okay. Now talking about the AI fan, its utility smartly allows PC users to have more customizability of fan modes and automatically detects different temperatures to make fan operate different speeds for optional cooling performance. Now this is really cool that they integrated into the motherboard this kind of combination of fans that are controlled by the motherboard actually, and taking into consideration different temperatures of the processor, of the graphic cards. The motherboard signalizes everything and signalizes the fans to blow faster or slower depending on the temperature. So this is a really cool feature to have, no matter what motherboard, no matter what case and everything. This is a really cool feature, and the BIOSTAR B450GT3 has it. Now talking about the audio profile here, it has the Hi-Fi 7.1 channel HD audio here. You have it on the left bottom side with the racing logo on top. The DDR4 slots, it supports 4 slots in dual channel up to 3200 megahertz if you overclock them. So this is really nice thing to have, since we all know that Ryzen processors work even better if the speeds on the memory sticks are higher. So that is really nice to have. Now, the only feature that is worth even more mentioning than everything else is that it has dual BIOS, and you don't usually see that a lot on other motherboards, but this one has it, and this is really cool. So short to wrap it up, everything together, we've talked about the BIOSTAR Racing B450GT3 motherboard for the AM4 processors, the 2000 series, and I'll put the links below for direct website of BIOSTAR and for the B450GT3, which you could check, get more information if you need more information. And basically that is it. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you liked it. See you next time with more cool stuff coming very soon. Bye guys.